Home and Away Spoilers Mackenzie opens up to Levi about her past struggles. Next week on Home and Away in the UK, Mackenzie opens up to Levi about her past, as the couple accept that they may struggle to get pregnant. Mackenzie and Levi have only been trying for a baby for a few weeks. But Mac is already beginning to show concern about her ability to fall pregnant. Mac had been quiet following her and Levi's trip to see her brother Dean and Ziggy in Queensland. And not just because of the terrifying kidnap ordeal she and Ziggy faced. Spending time with niece Izzy, and learning that Ziggy was now pregnant with her second child, caused Mac to realize that she was yearning for her own baby. Mac was unsure as to how Levi would react, however, and confided in Tane about her dream. When Mac did eventually drop the bombshell on Levi that she wanted to try for a baby, he was initially concerned that it was a knee-jerk reaction following their trip, and advised her against making any hasty decisions without serious thought. But a chat with Sister Eden, who had made the decision that she was ready to become engaged to Cash again, soon caused Levi to have his own decisive moment, telling Mac that he wanted a baby with her. 6 weeks later, and with no positive pregnancy test in sight, Mac is becoming impatient, and worries that her past medical issues could be the cause. Levi is oblivious to Mac's concerns until he finds a folder of leaflets hidden under the bed, covering the issue of pregnancy for those with heart conditions. Mac's heart problems were the very thing that brought the couple together in the first place. After he was brought in as her cardiothoracic surgeon when she suffered a heart attack caused by spontaneous coronary artery dissection. If their doctor-patient relationship wasn't complicated enough, Levi was still married to Imogen at the time, a marriage he eventually ended to be with Mac. When Mac comes home from work, Levi is waiting with the leaflets. Mac brushes it off, saying she was just doing some research. But Levi wonders why she didn't come to him if she was worried. Mac admits she didn't want to cause him any stress and agrees to let him talk things through with her. The next day, Levi is taken aback when he hears a cardiologist in the city is asking for access to Mac's medical records. Cornered, Mac finally admits she's more worried about her ability to conceive than she's let on, and it's not just because of her heart. Back in 2021, Mac had fallen pregnant whilst in a relationship with Tane's late brother Ari. Her discovery couldn't have come at a worse possible time, however. Ari dumped Mac only a few hours later, to get back with ex-girlfriend Mia, before Mac had even had a chance to tell him about the baby. After spending weeks agonizing over what to do, Mac eventually decided to terminate the pregnancy. Tane had already advised Mac not to say anything to Ari if she was planning on not keeping the baby, given that he and Mia had previously gone through many failed pregnancies and lost a son born prematurely. In the end, Mac couldn't go through with the termination. But the decision was soon taken out of her hands when she collapsed at the farmhouse in agony. After spending the whole night on the floor, she was eventually able to summon Dean, who rushed her to hospital. Tragically, it turned out Mac was suffering from an ectopic pregnancy, and she had lost the baby. Levi is sorry to hear about Mac's loss, as she goes on to tell him that as a result of the emergency surgery, she only has one fallopian tube. She hadn't planned on hiding it from him, Mac explains, but the idea of starting a family had become so important to her that she was in denial. Whilst Levi is sympathetic, the pragmatic side of him is forced to acknowledge the reality of what she's told him. Her medical history will likely make it more difficult for them to conceive. After consulting with a colleague on the phone, Levi comes back to Mac with a planned fertility testing for them both. Mac, already feeling vulnerable, admits she'd hoped for reassurance, not test referrals. Levi explains that it's best they know what they're up against from the off. Mac, however, isn't so sure. She questions whether it's something she even wants to know right now, or whether it would just add pressure when things already feel uncertain. Later that evening, it becomes clear there's more behind Mac's hesitation. As Levi encourages her to open up, she admits she's starting to have doubts. After pushing so hard for a baby, and now with Levi on board, she's suddenly facing the real possibility that it may not be physically possible. Quietly, she voices the fear that's been creeping in. Don't you want your own biological children with a woman that can give that to you? She asks. Yeah, I do want my own kids. But I want them with you. Levi reassures her. He doesn't sugarcoat it, things might not be easy for them. But they'll face it together. One step at a time. Finally, Mac agrees it's time to book in the fertility tests. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.